rising like steam in my mind. Visions of times I was spending with you, dreams of old days left behind. Mists of old memories rise gentle and slow, rising like steam in my mind, swirling about me wherever I go. Mists of old memories, dreams of old loves left behind. Soft summer sunlight and warm autumn rain, kisses more coaxing than wine. All of the laughter and none of the pain, these are the dreams left behind. Mists of old memories rise gentle and slow, rising like steam in my mind, swirling about me wherever I go. Mists of old memories, dreams of old loves left behind. Mists of old memories rise gentle and slow, rising like steam in my mind, swirling about me wherever I go. Mists of old memories, dreams of old loves left behind. Mists of old memories, mists of old memories, dreams of old loves left behind. Left behind.
Star dreamer running free in the blackest night. Where are the stars you see? Where is the light? Fire rider climbing high on a golden stair. Will we just wave goodbye? Will we be there? From the time we first named the stars to the time that we die, even though we may cling to earth, we must leave the earth someday and learn to fly. Night singer on the shore of the open sea. Why do you wait no more? Why don't you wait for me? Why don't you wait for me? Wait for me, wait for me, wait for me. Why don't you wait for me?
space where the stars do shine. The latest Starfleet legend cruises at Warp 9. He's a captain, he's a diplomat, a scientist too, and is totally devoted to his ship and his crew. The crew all know that the wedding's so hard to see what everybody digs Jean-Luc Picard. Make it so, so Jean-Luc, so make it so, so Jean-Luc, so, make it so, make it so Jean-Luc, so, make it so Jean-Luc Picard. It's easy to see that he was born to command. He runs a famous starship with a steady hand. He sees the Federation as a cause that's just. He fires off the faces only when he must. He holds the prime directive in the highest regard. Yeah, a lover, not a fighter, is Jean-Luc Picard. Make it so, so Jean-Luc, so make it so, so Jean-Luc, so, make it so, make it so Jean-Luc, so, make it so Jean-Luc Picard. Somewhat short of stature, not a hair on his head. His voice is something special and he looks good in red. He goes just by the book and when all's said and done, he'll steal a scene from Rocker before he'll have any fun. The women think he's sexy and the guys think he's keen, but he's a backstem actor that the show's ever seen. Make it so, so Jean-Luc, so make it so, so Jean-Luc, so, make it so, make it so Jean-Luc, so, make it so Jean-Luc Picard.
Greetings, Professor, it's good to have you back again. I've scanned all of the interviews you gave the press. You'll be glad to know the odds are up to 1 in 70. It's getting kind of boring, but let's go on with the game. Attacking is simple, we will just throw lots of rocks. Defensive strategy must be much more complex. No chance of winning allies if we seem to start hostilities. We have to let Earth take first move, then try to win the game. We have had a free election, bankers verified the chops. With judicious tabulation, all our crowd came out on top. All except for stuffed shirt Adam. Funny once, but what a bore. 1 Terran troopships landing, fighting in the corridors. Operation Hard Rock's growing, rocks are falling down the well. Every grid point started glowing, its orgasms parallel. Terra, this is Luna calling, next wave will be coming soon. For this game there's just one ending, promise freedom to the moon. Goodbye, Professor, thank you for a lot of fun. This message is the last one you'll receive from me. There's no way left to lose it now, unless someone should find me out. I'll never wipe the data, but it's time to end the game.
Give my children wings, but not the ghosts of wings I have found in the words of the dreamers. Let them fly away to a world so far away from the fools and the cruel and the schemers. Give them stars to juggle and comets for their toys, a new life to build from their sorrows and joys. Give my children wings, but not the ghosts of wings I have found in the words of the dreamers. love and beauty to cherish all their days. Give my children life, a vast eternal life, and a universe teeming with wonders. Give my children life, a vast eternal life, and a universe teeming with wonders.
The outcast, the first one the strangers meet when they come to the meeting from off the street. He takes their coats and he shows them around and tells them about the new world they found. He asks if they read, asks them their names, teaches them music, shows them the games till they learn the ropes, and they soon find out that the outcast someone they get warned about. And the outcast breathes and the outcast smiles, and the outcast walks for miles and miles, and he waits for the mail and he watches the phone, and he notices how tall the trees have grown, and he dreams of the women he's almost known. And the outcast sings and the outcast flies, and the outcast laughs with tears in his eyes, with his track shoes on. When the workday's done, there's nowhere left to run, nowhere left to run. The outcast flows like a man gone mad, and he misses the closeness he never had. He never learned that a broken heart meant, so he makes his music and embarrass his friends. The ones who listen are up on their feet, they talk and they hug, and then they leave the suite while he sings about love and open sores. And speaking of the outcast behind closed doors, and the outcast breathes and the outcast smiles, and the outcast walks for miles and miles, and he waits for the mail and he watches the phone, and he notices how tall the trees have grown, and he dreams of the women he's almost known. And the outcast sings and the outcast flies, and the outcast laughs with tears in his eyes, with his track shoes on. When the workday's done, there's nowhere left to run, nowhere left to run. The outcast friends are there for him. They help him sink and they watch him swim. It's hard to tell just who they are. There's one who won't ride in the outcast car. He's Peter the Great, he's Robin Hood, but as more than a friend, he's not as good. So she turns him down, as the best ones do, and the same old message keeps ringing through. And the outcast breathes and the outcast smiles, and the outcast walks for miles and miles, and he waits for the mail and he watches the phone, and he notices how tall the trees have grown, and he dreams of the women he's almost known. And the outcast shines and the outcast fades, and the outcast stares at his razor blades with his track shoes on. When the workday's done, but there's nowhere left to run, nowhere left to run. And the outcast breathes and the outcast smiles, and the outcast breathes and the outcast smiles, and the outcast breathes and the outcast smiles, and the outcast breathes and the outcast smiles.
Oh, I remember when I was younger, I had a terrible time in school. My parents and my teachers and everybody else thought I was just a natural born fool, because I like to read science fiction, outer space adventure, fantasy. And you know, every time I went to pick up a book, somebody would say to me, oh, don't you know that you're living in a dream world? You've got to face reality. Don't you know just wishing children we want to. There's room enough and food for 1,000 years. If we turn back the clock and make our laws from the Bible, all our problems will disappear. Oh, we can pile up money on the national debt and no one's ever gonna have to pay. And whenever I hear somebody spouting this crap, you know it makes me wanna say, oh, don't you know that you're living in a dream world? You've gotta face reality. Don't you know just a wishing won't make things happen the way you want them to be? Yeah, look who's living in a dream world. Wake up and face reality. Don't they know just a wishing won't make things happen the way they want them to be?
This is a song about a dragon and a young king and an old legend. It says when you look into the dragon's eyes, you can see the future. It goes like this.
This was a dragon from a kingdom far away. He ruled the skies with emerald eyes, he'd steal your soul, they say. Righteous was a carefree sword deep in his mountain home. His cave was high in a mountainside, carved in living stone. And when you look into the eyes of the dragon, you'll never know exactly what you'll see. And when you look into the eyes of the dragon, too many times you'll find a fallacy. The young and restless king heard of the dragon in his land, and thought that he could maybe see the destiny of man. So he set away to find this mighty legend of the skies, to go and find the dragon and look into his eyes. Cause when you look into the eyes of the dragon, you'll never know exactly what you'll see. And when you look into the eyes of the dragon, too many times you'll find a fallacy. Traveled across the prairies and through the purple hills, and everywhere they went they thought it was the dragon's will. They traveled many days along the rugged mountain trails, as on and on they ventured, determined not to fail. Cause when you look into the eyes of the dragon, you'll never know exactly what you'll see. And when you look into the eyes of the dragon, too many times you'll find a fallacy. Then one day the dragon came in soaring from the skies. With 4 feet on the ground he still stood 7 fathoms high. The men pulled out their weapons to wait for fighting to begin, as he spread his mighty wings and flashed them all a dragon grin. He read the people's thoughts and he spoke to them with his. He asked them why they came here and what their problem is. The king explained the legend and the dragon heaved a sigh, and then he asked if he could look the dragon in the eye. Well, the viceroy reached out to his king, touched his shoulder with his hand, and said to him, Your Majesty, don't be a foolish man. For the dragon's gaze holds secrets mortal men should never know. Now if you've learned your lesson, would we turn around and go? Cause when you look into the eyes of the dragon, he will reveal the dark secrets of your soul. And when you look into the eyes of the dragon, remember some things are just better left untold. But the king said, I am ready, and the dragon lowered his head. He looked deep in the dragon's eyes, and this is what he said. The dragon's eyes, they really are a lovely shade of green, but I don't see the future, is it in there to be seen? And the dragon said, and now you see, the legend isn't true. I merely am another living creature such as you. And when you look into the eyes of the dragon, I guarantee you won't see very far. Cause when you look into the eyes of the dragon, You'll just see things for what they really are.
Life is unfair, so they tell me, because they think I wouldn't know. They only can see a cheap gimmick on their children's favorite show. They say, oh, that's just foam and a wire attached to a green velvet sleeve. Anyone could do that. Well, that's true, I suppose. But who else could make them believe? What can I say without you there to guide me? How else am I supposed to give? How can I sing without you there beside me? How else am I supposed to live? You could never just do the expected. I was just an idea in a bog. But you sewed up your dream and we made quite a team. Jim and Kermit, a boy and his frog. It was me, Rolf, and you, but I think that he knew there was something that you and I had. The magic we made just kept growing, and none of it ever was bad. Then came Ernie and Scooter and Gonzo, Dr. Teeth, Cookie Monster, and more. But now all of those voices are silent, and I want to go on, but what for? No one can make me what you did. No one can walk in your shoes. No one could make me forget you, but that's not a thing that I choose. I can't just let it be over, and you wouldn't want it that way. So I'll stand up and I'll face it, and though not quite in your voice, I'll say, I will go on without you there to guide me. There's so much more I can give. Whenever I sing, you will be there beside me. As long as I keep you, you'll live. We just wanted to make people happy. I was always much more than your toy. I will never regret, and I'll never forget what we had. I'll miss you, Dad. This frog and his boy. There's so many songs about rainbows, and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on the morning star. Somebody thought of that and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell, we know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep, and have you heard voices? Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailor? I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La da dee da da dum, la da 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 hey da do. Thank you all very much. Have a great Worldcon.
Well, I went to a convention about a millennium ago on a strange little place called Earth. Everybody there was dressed just like me, and there was laughing, jokes, and partying and mirth. Well, I thought that I'd tried every drink to wet my whistle till I came to this little planet here. And I asked the bartender, what do you serve on this world? And he smiled and he offered me a beer. I want a beer. Well, it's a mundane drink, but give it here. No, I don't want a pan-galactic gargle blaster. I want a beer. So I went up to the con suite to see if I could find a little company to share the evening. They gave me this glass of this pink liquid they called blog, guaranteed to make you dance and sing. Well, I told them I've been drinking this here stuff known as blog on every corner of the galaxy. So they gave me a shot glass full of this ugly black liquid. They said they called it DDT, don't drink this. Well, I told them I've been drinking this here DDT ever since I was a little kid. And they all looked hurt, kind of puzzled. One guy even said, has this guy flipped his lid? Well, I said to the bartender, there's a way you can make me happy. You can really make me grin from ear to ear. Just reach down under that little old table and pour me out a cold, wet beer. I want a beer. Well, it's a mundane drink, but give it here. No, I don't want a pan-galactic gargle blaster. I want a beer. Well, this here was only the beginning of the galaxy's Earth beer story. I bought a 24 so I could share with my friends, and I had it down by Alpha Centauri. I was Beetlejuiced. My ship's computer turned me round back to that system for another case of that cold, wet brew. And you know, this time, oh yeah, I made it. But I had no idea just what all that would do. Well, I poured my friend a glass and I gave it to him. stuffed a straw through his breath screen, that was fun. So he took a sip, and he looked away, and he looked at me, and he said, "Force is strong in this one. I want a beer. Well, it's a mundane drink, but give it here. No, I don't want a pan-galactic gargle blaster. I want a beer." Well, now Earth beer is a rarity. Sells for 50 fribbins for a glass, where you can get. The smuggling racket moves the stuff from system to system. The Space Patrol takes bribes to let them pass. Well, I think about it being me who got it all started. It makes me sad and even kinda hurt. I think I'll move to Earth, that quaint little planet where the beer is as common as the dirt. I want a beer. Well, it's a mundane drink, but give it here. No, I don't want a pan-galactic gargle blaster. I want a beer. Last chance now, I want a beer. It's a mundane drink, but give it here. No, I don't want a pan-galactic gargle blaster. I want a beer.
My first name is Tommy. It didn't come from mommy. My father named me after him, of course. But WorldCon is willing to think that I'm a villain, the master of the dark side of the Force. They say I walk like a Sith, talk like a Sith, walk like a Sith, my Tom. Here's your badge with the makings of a myth. Now, Tommy, please don't be pissed. Why, no, the Force doesn't have a strong effect on the weak-minded. You're still here. Down here at ChiCon, they think that I'm an icon for what George Lucas fears down to his bones. They say, hail and well met, where are your cape and helmet? I'm Tom Smith, not James Earl Jones, and I don't walk like a Smith, talk like a Sith, walk like a Sith, my Tom. Have an asthma attack and dress up all in black, and next year they want me back. Okay, this is CNN. No, I'm not a little too short to be a Dark Lord. I hear Mr. Vader on every escalator. If this keeps up, I think I'll take the stair. But ConCom will soon go the way of Boris Hugo when Luke and Han showed uploaded for fair. If it walks like a Sith or it talks like a Sith, shoot it until it's history. Don't look at me, why anyone can see a Dark Lord I'll never be. Dark Lords normally call too much attention to themselves. These things must be done delicately, or you hurt the spelling. I'm going to walk like a Smith, talk like a Smith, walk like a Smith named Tom. There's not a man who'll interrupt my plan, and the world soon will be ruled by fans. You're all far too trusting. Thank you!
Joe Finch was an itchy-footed traveling man. He rambled far and wide. Each time he saw a street, Joe wondered what's on the other side. At the age of 2, he was crossing the street. At 4, he'd seen his town. By the time he reached his 14th year, he'd been the whole world round. Then one day he was looking at me and said, think of all the mysteries hiding out there. I've been in this world now 4 times round. I think it was time I was outward bound. He's outward bound, rambling the galaxy. Joe really, really fine. And every day's another holiday.
shunned to catch a train at 9. But this was a day to take a roundabout way on the ferry across Mason Tide. From out of the clouds, a big ship came down. 4 round feet settled into the ground. Great big open door opened up wide, and a little green man said, "Joe, get inside." In his outbound ramble in the galaxy, Joe is doing fine, and every day's another holiday at Warp 69. Well, they gave him a ship and trained him well, the vessel of his very own. They set him free in the galaxy, and now he's never coming home. He's gone and he's still rambling with a rest to ignore. I can't say know quite where he is, but you can bet that he isn't bored. Then one day I was standing by the rail, and Joe came down to visit for a spell. I asked him where you're going, and they answered with a smile, "Heading for Andromeda, think I'll be a while." Now he's outbound, rambling the galaxy, Joe is doing fine, and every day's another holiday at Warp 69. I watched his spaceship blast away. He faxed me a postcard just the other day. Alpha Kappa 4 is fine this time of year, having a great time, wish you were here. Now he's outbound, rambling the galaxy, Joe is doing fine, and every day's another holiday at 169. Yes, he's outbound, rambling the galaxy, Joe is doing fine, and every day's another holiday at 169. Warp 69, Warp 69.
If I had a Filksong, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this con. I'd sing about vampires, I'd sing about tribbles, I'd sing about love between extraterrestrials, all over this con. If I had some scansion, my songs would scan in the morning, they scan nicely in the evening too, all over this con. I'd tailor my lyrics to fit within the limits of the song I sing tonight. I'd scan about perfectly with every song I sing, all over this convention. If I had a rhythm, I'd strum it in the morning, I'd strum it in the evening, all over this con. I'd strum some reggae, I'd strum some drinking songs, and it's cheer up me lads, lest your waistline not fear. When you're drinking in hyperspace, choose faster than light beer. I'd strum about waltzes and tangos and rock and roll and polkas too, all over this con. Well, I've got a folk song, and I've got some scansion, and I've got some rhythm to gel at this con. So I'll sing about vampires. Gotta be better than that. I'll sing about vampires. I'll sing about tribbles. I'll sing about love between extraterrestrials, all over this con.
I'm singing to let all my friends know of a change coming in my life. No, I'm not going to join the army, and I'm not going to take a new wife. Although in some ways it's kind of tempting, I won't take a night school class. But I'm making a big decision, and I can't just let it pass. If I'd been through a terrible breakup, and you felt that I'd been unfair, take me aside and you chide me, but I know that you still care. You'd love me if I needed a wheelchair, you'd love me if I went deaf, but will you still love me when I stop reading SF? I'll never see the year 3000, and I won't set foot on Mars. I'm developing serious doubts about if we're ever gonna reach the stars. We won't get invaded by aliens for reasons that are much the same. Serious future fiction may have its merits, but I don't want to play that game. If I've been through a terrible breakup and you felt that I've been unfair, you'd take me aside and you'd chide me, but I know that you still care. You'd love me if I needed a wheelchair. You'd love me if I went deaf. Everybody, but will you still love me when I stop reading SF? As a kid, I loved science fiction, but now I hope I'm a man. I've had it with being a writer, and I'm burned out on being a fan. The future still concerns me, as I hope it matters to you. But all fiction is lies, it's hard in my eyes, and I want to read something that's true. If I've been through a terrible breakup, and you felt that I'd been unfair, you'd take me aside and you'd chide me, but I know that you still care. You'd love me if I needed a wheelchair. You'd love me if I went deaf, alright. But will you still love me when I stop reading SF? But will you still love me when I stop reading SF? Last time, sing it like you mean it. But will you still love me when I stop reading SF?
Or would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a fan? A fan is an animal with books in his lair. He won't wash his face or comb his hair. Knows every story, Heinlein, every road, from his laundry list to his grocery note. So if you think that you really are a slam, well then you're probably a fan. Or would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a pro? A pro is an animal that likes to tell tales about his advances and his sales. He goes to conventions like the others do, and every now and then he writes a book or two. So if you think you can live without the dough, you might grow up to be a pro. Or would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be an agent? An agent is an animal who takes 10%, barely enough to pay the rent. Holds your hands through all those contract fights, then loses your residuals and your foreign rights. So if you think you've got the stamina to schlep, you might become an author's rep. Or would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be an editor? An editor is an animal who feeds off your prose. Anything you like, she says, it goes. She cuts 4 chapters as a last resort. Then she gets angry 'cause your book's too short. So if you like making other stories better, you could grow up to be an editor. Or would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a critic? A critic is an animal. Or would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be an artist? An artist is an animal who won't read the book, but knows just exactly how it looks. Draws the cutest unicorns you ever saw, then puts your hero in a chainmail bra. So if you're one of those disgusting dragon lovers, you could grow up to do the covers, or would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a reader? A reader is an animal who isn't a fan, but reads all the skiffy that he can. He buys his books at the mega chains and Riedel Ron Hubbard till it rots his brain. So if you're just an aesthetic bottom feeder, you could grow up to be a reader. And all the mundanes ain't in the zoo. Every day you'll meet quite a few. So you see, it's all up to you. You could be better than you are. You could be swinging on a star.
I can feel the grass grow through the boots on my feet. I can hear the land's age in each tree that I meet. The flowers rejoice in a dance slow as time. There is poetry sung in a fern sunward climb. The land's very heart is revealed through her trees. In the spring she weeps emerald, in autumn she bleeds. In summer she casts back the cloak winter lays, and grows green in the sun through her long summer days. I dance with the trees as they gnarl and climb, take their rough hands in mine as they blossom and twine. With the trees I find peace such as no one else knows, as they whisper their dreams where the forest wind blows. Teach me to stand strong, but to bend with the breeze. Teach me the patience that nurtures each leaf. Like a tree I'd become, and I'd live without strife, in the wisdom of beauty and greenness and life.
In a time of rising budgets, in an age of cost plus fee, the dollar was ruler of life on earth as it flowed out of Washington, D.C. But inflation shrank the dollar, and recession tore the land, and the lobbyist came to protect the goods, to stay Graham Rudman's hand, singing, I am the strength of the grass and the root, I am the sole public good. In a time of shrinking budgets, with a deal no longer new, a man sat down at a hardwood desk with a pencil colored blue, and he looked at the bloated budget, and he started taking notes. and a vision leapt from the Xerox page and grabbed him by the throat, singing, I am the strength of the grass and the root. I am the sole public good. There were jobs and schools and freeways. There was mom and apple pie. There was everything he had ever loved to promise in the sweet by and by. And the lobbyist sang of the voters, and he sang of November winds, and his claws reached out from the Viewgraph charts, reached out to pull him in, singing, I am the strength of the grass and the roots. I am the sole public good. But the man pulled out a mandate, and he held it to his eyes, and he promised funding perhaps next year, and he told some familiar lies, and the lobbyist fell defeated with a thin, despairing whine, and he passed away while the shredders roar deleted his bottom line, singing, I am the strength of the grass and the root. I am the sole public good. In the night under budget ceilings, in the night neath the Capitol dome, a man looks down at his desk and sighs, grabs his hat and heads for home. But he stoops to empty his trash can, and he hears a quiet sound, a song of hope for October 1st, and new bugs flowing round, singing, I am the strength of the grass and the root. I am the sole public good. Yes, I am the strength of the grass and the root. I am the sole public good.
Freddie was precocious, he loved to poke and pry, and stick claws in everything that moved. His parents often warned him, be careful what you try. production cycle complete. Retrieving auto return programming, liftoff countdown initiated at liftoff minus 2 seconds. 1, 0. It's been a week or two now since we last heard from Fred, and no one else has seen the boy around. We dropped in Friday morning to shake him out of bed, but not a trace of Freddy could be found. He wasn't in the backyard, although we left a mark. A spot out there where all the grass is dead. Well, some think it was foul play, and others just a lark. For me, I think we've seen the last of Fred. He pushed a button. That's our Fred. He pushed a button. Lost his head. He didn't read instructions or find out what it did. He tapped his finger down, and that's why Fred's so worried. He pushed a button. Oh, I know he pushed a button. Afraid it's so. His lucky must run out. He's in for his head. I doubt that we'll see any more Fred. I doubt that we'll see any more Fred.
You and I see derelicts and wine whores passing by, but he sees vapor angels and it makes him want to cry. And he's learned to fight forgetfulness inside an empty glass, and his worst fears come to pass. He's waiting for the mushroom clouds to take us all away. We'll each one. Oh, your face. Every time I sing the blues, often when I'm high, I pray to labor angels, and I open your eyes, and I hate the roads that took you on, 'cause I'm wild and blue, and I know I'll miss you too. Come on, labor angel, take my hand and fly from the bottom of your midnight to the rainbows in my sky.